Welcome back to the New York Sports Exchange, episode number 108. And it's football time. Oh,
Thursday
yeah.
night. It is time.
Lions, Chiefs, Thursday Night Football, whole slate of Sunday games. Cowboys, Giants on Sunday night, and the Bills and the Jets to cap it all off on Monday Night Football. We're going to dive straight into it. This episode's all about football. We're going to go through every game, make our predictions, start off the contest, and we're going to talk a little bit of college football. Clemson ruins the ladder challenge, the first one ever. We'll be back on Monday.
That was a horrible pick. That was one of the worst. They looked like one of the worst football teams I've ever watched.
That was on me. I forgot how good Riley Leonard was. That's on me. I was all
bad
like,
Clemson was going to be. They were terrible.
That too, but I was like, I know that Riley Leonard is like probably gonna. He could be like a second, maybe even first round pick after that performance. So
that was brutal.
That's how the cookie crumbles. We'll also be taking a deep dive into probably the only two like actual big games in college football: Nebraska, Colorado, Texas, Alabama. So let's get it started. Let's get started right away. For those who don't know, we are doing a contest this year. We are going to be making 3 picks from every from the NFL slate. It can be anything. It could be anything: spread, over, under, player prop, anything. So we're going to go game by game, and if one of the games that we bet on, if one of the games has something that we're betting on, we're going to stop. We're going to reveal, this is what I'm betting on, all this and all that. So let's get it started. Lions, Chiefs. Thursday Night Football, Travis Kelce is questionable with the hyperextended knee. Chris Jones not playing. The Chiefs are favored by 4.5 as of right now. The total is set at 53.5. Tim, what do we think?
I think it's going to be a shootout. If anyone can remember a while back,
2018,
that Monday Night Football, yep. You go back to Goff and Mahomes both throwing 5-6 touchdowns each, 400 yards. I think it's going to be a little reminiscent of that. I'm very interested to see how this Lions offense performs today. I'm very high on Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm actually taking the Lions money line.
Is this a part of it?
No. But this is the.
Okay.
This is just a personal thing. But that's what I would take. I have the Lions winning this football game. I think the Chiefs are a little depleted. They're going to come out flat. I think the Lions ride that hot streak that they finish the season with, and I think they start off strong with a huge win against the Chiefs, and they show that they're a team not to be messed with.
Okay. I'm going with the opposite. I'm rolling with the Chiefs. And I know the stat where I bet the Chiefs minus 4.5, and it's not a part of my 3. But I went with the Chiefs, and I saw the trend. Jared Goff is undefeated against the spread in week 1 and all that. I just can't doubt Patrick Mahomes on the national stage. No matter what, I know Chris Jones is out. I know that Travis Kelce might be out. But we've seen time and time again.
There's no way Kelsey's playing today.
Who knows? But I've seen from time and time again that Patrick Mahomes has these receivers who, they're like names, but they're not like big names. Like, we saw it last year. No Tyreek Hill. Everyone thought they were going to fall off. They go ahead and win a Super Bowl. Plus, with the Lions, too, I don't think that they get that jump start from the end of the year, in the beginning of the year. I think they're going to wait till the end to really, stack up those wins. I really like the Chiefs at home. The crowd's going to be a major factor. I have the Chiefs winning this game.
All right. Fair enough.
Okay. Moving on to our next game. The Bengals and the Browns. This one's a tight one. Bengals favored by 2.5. Total set at 48.5. Tim, what do we think?
I understand how good this Browns defense can be, and I'm excited to see that in this game. I think minus 2.5 is just a little disrespectful to the Cincinnati team.
Now here's the thing. Here's the thing.
He's playing.
Burrow struggles. He's playing, number 1. Number 2, Burrow struggles big time in Cleveland. We saw it last year where the Browns Jacoby Brissett was making the Bengals defense look like a Pop Warner team on Halloween night. I won big money on that. That's why I remember it. But I
Uh,
really don't know about this one. I think that
uh,
a lot of
I'm the
factors go into
mindsets
this. Deshaun Watson, this is going to be his first full
that
season in Cleveland.
that's where I'm at. I don't know what he is. If he is what he is last year, then I see the Bengals having no problem winning this game by at least two, a touchdown. That I'm very interested to see how he's going to perform. I see this Bengals team. They got better. The O line got better. I trust in Jamar Chase, and you have Joe Burrow winning the MVP. I don't see them losing
That
this
is
game.
true.
I'm taking the Bengals.
Yeah, screw it. Give me the Bengals. I think that. Yeah, I forgot I had Burrow winning MVP this year, so got to ride on the Bengals bandwagon right now. So sorry about that. Yeah, screw it. Give me the Bengals. That just sounded. Every thought that I had just kind of went out the window. Um, next up, the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Minneapolis. The Vikings are 5.5-point favorites. Total set at 45.5. Tim, is 5.5 too
Uh,
much? It was at 6. It did drop to 5.5, or it was at
I
7 at one point. Was it 6 for a while? Now it's at 5.5.
I'm with you. I think it's way too much. I think this is going to be a very close game. I hate this Vikings defense. I don't know if they can control anybody in the NFL. I am
But do
I'm
you hate
so
the
tempted to
Bucks
say
offense?
I hate everything about the Bucks, but I'm so tempted to say that the Bucks could give this a run. I'm not that tempted though. I have Vikings winning this game. I think it's going to be closer than people think, but give me the Vikings to win this football game.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the Vikings too. I'm going nowhere near the game betting wise. I think that I get
No.
that the Vikings offense is electrifying all this. I don't trust the Bucks offense. I don't trust the Bucks and not the Bucks. I don't trust the Vikings defense. I do have the Vikings winning this game. Where the number lies, I don't
I don't
really
know.
care. This game's going
This isn't a
nowhere.
game I'll be watching, just to be fair. I'll watch the
That is
recap, but this is
true.
not something I'll be tuning into.
Yes. All right. Next up, Carolina, Atlanta. Falcons favored by 3.5 at home. Very low total, 39.5. Tim, what do you got?
I wrestled with this one. Because I'll be honest with you, I really don't know how this can go. We're looking at two unproven quarterbacks. I don't know, what Bijan's going to be. I have this new Falcons offense, what they're going to be, what this new Panthers offense is going to be. I think this is going to be a growing pains game. I think you're going to see a lot of mistakes, especially, a lot of missed reads, a lot of missed, plays call, I think it's going to be sloppy football. I think that under is a little 39.5 is a little disrespectful. I think they might score more than that, but I have the Falcons winning. I don't know what the score is going to be. I just think this is going to be a very sloppy football game.
This is one of my bets. First one. I'm rolling with the Falcons minus 3.5 here. The last number one pick to win his first start, Tim. Do you know who it was?
Who?
David Carr back in 2002 with the Houston Texans. Since then,
See how that
number
career
one
turned out.
picks. Yeah, it won a Super Bowl being Eli's backup. But
I had to
since
put that
then,
in there. Okay.
I did have to put that in there. Yes. Since then, they are 0-13-1 straight up and 1-13 against the spread. This is since 2003. That trend kind of says it all. I mean, the one win. I think the one win was maybe Kyler. I have no idea, but that 1-13 against the spread with number one picks in their first start, it's very eye opening, and to see that it's at minus 110, all that. Give me the Falcons minus 3.5 at home. I love it. It's a divisional game, so who knows? Could see a divisional under, but I really like the Falcons minus 3.5.
Good bet.
Thank you. Next up, the Jacksonville Jaguars head over to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. They're favored by 4.5. Total is set at 45.5. Tim.
I know Indy is not a good place for Jacksonville to play in.
No, it's vice
I know.
versa. It's Jackson.
Oh, it is
Jacksonville's
vice
not a good
versa?
place.
Not a good
No,
place for them to play in?
it. Indy's kryptonite is Jacksonville. Every time
That's what I'm
Indy
saying.
goes to Jacksonville, No, this
Oh,
game's in
Indy wins in
Indianapolis.
Jacksonville. Okay.
No,
I got it mixed up.
Indy does not win in Jacksonville. They don't win in Jacksonville. That's the thing.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is that I
Okay.
know Jacksonville struggles against Indy and Indy.
They don't struggle. I mean,
I
like,
don't. Are we saying the same thing right
are
now?
we on the
Whatever.
same page? I have no fucking
Take it back.
idea.
Doesn't matter. Regardless, I don't care. I don't care. I have Trevor Lawrence having a dominant football game. I don't like anything about this Colts team. I don't love Anthony Richardson. I think he's a project. I think he'll be good in a few years, but it's not going to start off strong. I don't really like much of their defense. I think Trevor Lawrence, two of my best bets come from this game, actually. I think Trevor Lawrence hits the over on 253.5 throwing yards at minus 120. And I also have the Jags at -5, covering the spread at minus 110. I think this is a Jags statement game. I think they spanked the Colts. And I'm riding high on Trevor Lawrence here. I know I was very hard on him last year. He proved me wrong a bunch of times. So I'm going to finally ride him. Give me Trevor Lawrence over 253.5 throwing yards. And give me the Jags -5 for minus 110.
Very interesting, Tim, because that's one of my best bets too. Jaguar. I got it at 4.5, so I have the Jaguars -4.5 as one of my best bets. Again, I think that this is. I'm so high on this Jacksonville team. There's a very likely shot that they could even be making the AFC Championship game. I know I said the Lions aren't really going to ride on that high that they had last year, but I think the Jaguars do. I think that this is their division to win. I know, and there's all these things come into play. You know, they had some fluky wins. Like, I'm not going to lie, they did. Like, they got very lucky in that overtime win against Dallas. They got into a one-score game against Tennessee with Josh Dobbs at quarterback. That was certainly something, and +2 in the playoffs where, they're down big. They come back, win the game. Colts are 12-2-1 straight up. And 13-1 against the spread in week 1 since 2008. I think that's also a pretty eye-opening trend if you really think about it, especially for some of those years they had Peyton Manning on their team. But I don't know. And from the last 20 years, the Colts are 14-24-2 against the spread against the Jaguars. I like the Jaguars in the spot. I'm glad Tim and I are on the same page here. Give us the Jags.
Colts suck.
The
Colts suck.
Yeah, the Colts do suck.
So that's where I'm at. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
This is Jacksonville's game to win. I think this is a statement win.
I know the Colts suck, but the Jaguars are pretty damn good.
I'm saying I all those stats and everything. Even if they were all against it, I think the Colts are that bad that it would just. This is one of those years the tides turn. This is a very big rebounding year for the Colts, so we'll see.
Okay. Moving on, San Francisco at Pittsburgh. San Francisco 2.5-point favorites. Total set at 41.5. Tim, what do you got?
It's gonna be a low scoring one. I don't really see much, offensive dominance. I like Kenny Pickett, second-year quarterback. I'm very interested to see what he's gonna do. I'm very interested to see how Brock Purdy's gonna perform. It's mystery irrelevant, come in, take a starting job. So I want to see how he handles that pressure. But this is a San Francisco 49ers football game. Everyone knows how this goes. If you're going to do anything on this game, just take the under because it's just going to hit. It is what it is. I like San Francisco to win. I think Pittsburgh puts up a fight. It's going to be a low-scoring game, but I'm going to take San Fran.
Okay. This is my third bet. Ironically enough, this is I didn't even mean to put this in the order that it was. I'm taking the Steelers +2.5 here. I really like the Steelers in this spot. I think that when this line came out, it was very, very close, like 3.5, 4. And then once it was announced that Brock Purdy's fully healthy, the line barely even moved. It was stuck at 3, then it went down to 2.5 this week. Also, San Francisco under Kyle Shanahan, 1-5 against the spread in week 1. And we saw it last year. They lose to the Bears. They also had some pretty slow starts to start the year, the last couple of years. I think the trend continues. I like the Steelers +2.5.
All right.
Yep. It just feels so good to say that. Just
finally talk football.
Finally. Next up, probably the wash of the year, basically. The Commanders against the Cardinals. Commanders favored by 7 at home, total set at 38.5. This game just has ugly written all over it. It's just disgusting.
This might be worse than the Panthers-Falcons game. I'm just going to take Washington because I don't even know who the Cardinals are starting at quarterback week 1.
It's Josh Dobbs. They announced that yesterday.
Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna take Washington here. I just don't even. I'm not even gonna watch this game. But give me Washington. That's all. That's all I gotta say. The Cardinals are terrible. Just point blank
NFC
terrible.
Beast. I'll root for the NFC Beast. Give me the Commanders. Whatever the hell they are. I think that
They're minus 330. They're minus 323. So just take that into account.
Benefit from taking like an alternate spread and just like have it like minus 10, minus 11.
If you really want, because their money line right now is set at minus 323. So if you're really interested in putting that, I just don't. I don't know if I'm there with you.
On FanDuel.
That's even more ridiculous.
That's even more ridiculous. Next up, Tennessee, New Orleans. New Orleans favored by 3. Total set at 41.5. This one's really like setting me off, only because like that line has not moved, and I think we all know how terrible the Titans are going to be. Everyone, including myself, has the Saints winning the division.
I just don't have them winning this football game.
Yeah, I just don't have any interest. Like, I have fantasy interest, obviously, but like a lot of people are the public's on Tennessee.
I'm on Tennessee. I just want to put that out there. I'm taking Tennessee.
Is this one of the 3?
No, God, no. Jesus Christ, God, no. But I have Tennessee. I just have Tennessee winning this football game if over New Orleans. I have no like real reason behind it. I think New Orleans starts a little slow for some reason, and my gut is just telling me to take Tennessee. So I'm going to take Tennessee. See how D-Hop plays.
I'm going to fade the public. I'm going to go with New Orleans to win this game. I think
that's not much of a fade. That's a good pick.
Yeah, coming out party for Chris Olave, who's on my fantasy team, and I need big points out of him.
Okay, so there it is. Yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
Yes. Next up, Houston at Baltimore. Right now on FanDuel, Baltimore is favored by 10 at home. God, again, this game just kind of
I would take that
written all over it. You would take it.
I would, but that's not my pick. My pick is a part of this game, though.
Okay.
My last best bet is Lamar over 50.5 rushing yards. I think the one thing Houston's got going for him is a good up front. And I think if they can put some pressure on this Baltimore line and make him be mobile, which I think they will do, force him out of the pocket. He's going to have to use his legs. I think he's going to use his legs a lot earlier than people think. He'll get adjusted to the receivers throughout the game, but I am very heavy on Lamar over 50.5 rushing. I think he's going to be out of the pocket. I think he's going to be running. And at minus 125, I think it's a decent bet.
Okay. I have the Ravens winning the game. I don't think I have fantasy implications. I have Lamar, but other than that, like, I feel like this number's like too big.
I like the minus 10. If you're gonna take it, I have nothing against it. The minus 110, minus 10, minus 110
is just like too big for me. I'm more comfortable. Like
this Houston team is brutal.
If this was at like 7 or 8, I'd take it, but 10 just kind of takes it to like the next. I don't know. I'm not a fan.
Right.
I'm not a fan. All right. Next up, this one's the most like interesting game for me. I'm not betting on it, but this is like the most interesting. It's very interesting. Packers at Bears. This is the first Packers-Bears game without Aaron Rodgers since like the Bush administration. But Bears favored by 1.5. The total set at 42. Like, Watson and Dobbs both questionable. They missed practice. I don't know.
I like the Bears.
Like,
I like the Bears going into this, even if they were healthy. I'm very high on Justin Fields having a good year. Do I love how they're? Do I love the roster? No, but I'm high on Justin Fields. I'm interested to see what he's going to do. I don't love this Packers team. Do you? What moves you?
I mean, like the
Jair Alexander.
Good. You got Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon. The defense can hold its own. It all comes down to the quarterback play.
And I haven't loved what I've seen from Jordan Love.
Does.
I haven't liked really much what I've seen.
Size, but it's not like, who knows? If he gets a full season, then we'll see.
He hasn't looked great in camp. I mean, I saw some pictures, some vid of him in practice. He was missing a ton of deep balls. He's an over the middle the field quarterback. Teams take that away. I don't know. I'm taking the Bears. Not as a bet, but I just think they win.
Give me the Packers. Screw it. I don't. I think this is gonna be like. Now, do I think the Bears finish better than the Packers? Yes, I do. I just think that they split the season series. I think that it's gonna be like. I'm thinking of like a narrative purpose where like, what do you call it? Now I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, it's gonna be like a narrative. Green Bay wins, Jordan Love has a day, and then like Bears fans are like, "Oh, here we go. We're about to be tortured by yet another Green Bay quarterback." Like that's. I'm really taking the Packers based off the narrative here, but I will not be shocked if the Bears win this game. All right, two more, three more, four more 4 o'clock games. Jesus Christ. Next up, the Eagles and the Patriots. Eagles favored by 4. Total set at 45. This is what concerns me because I think is there a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover? Well, not necessarily a Super Bowl hangover, but like Goodyear hangover. I know they drafted well, the Eagles, but at the same time, the Patriots are just so terrible. Like I don't.
I
I'm just
think,
gonna take the Eagles.
yeah, I think the Eagles made enough smart offseason moves. I think drafting Jalen Carter is huge. I don't love this Pats offense. I
Don't
don't
forget
love
Nolan Smith.
anything led by. Yeah, well, I don't love anything led by Mac Jones. So I'm gonna be honest with you. They cut Bailey Zappi, and I was more for him than I am for Mac. If I was gonna put money on this game, I would take the
I was
Eagles
more for
spread. I don't
Malik
think.
Cunningham.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be much of a close game at all. To be honest with you, I think the Eagles kind of take care of business. If I was gonna bet, I'd take -4, but give me the Eagles to win this game.
I feel like that this line hasn't like moved much. That's the part
I
that like
think it's.
concerns me because it was at like 5,
I
and it
think
jumped
it's
to
staying
4, and
there.
then it's like
I think it's staying around that area because I think they win by a touchdown, and I don't think. I think they think it's gonna be a field goal. It's gonna come close, but I think Eagles take care of business.
okay. I think the Eagles win this game too, but definitely very interesting to look at with this line. I'm very I'll be keeping an eye on it. Next up, the Seahawks and the Rams. It was announced that Cooper Kupp is out. I knew I
Yeah,
hated my Cooper Kupp pick in our fantasy league, Tim. I hated it. And now I'm about to be sitting at an IHOP on Instagram Live devouring pancakes. But other than that, I mean, I like the Seahawks to win this game. I just don't
yeah.
like the
I
Rams at all in the
nothing
slightest.
about
I
the
think
Rams
that
move me. This is a Seahawks slaughter.
who does like, but the thing like who does Stafford throw to without Cup? Like
That's what I'm saying.
Higbee
He's got no
is
one right.
Higbee
Van
still on the
Jefferson.
team?
I don't know.
Van Jefferson,
That-
yeah. Like I'm not I'm not big on the Rams. I just don't like what I'm seeing. I think Geno's gonna have a very good game. I was leaning towards this one, but I couldn't find it. Geno's over passing touchdowns. Really like now that Jackson Smith and Jigba is likely or is expected to play after his wrist surgery. So we'll see. I like that Geno prop. It's not going to be a part of my 3, but if it's there, I'll take it. It's not going to be a part of the contest, but I give me the Seahawks.
I'm riding the Seahawks too.
All right. Yeah. Next up, Vegas and Denver. Denver favored by 4 at home. Total set at 44. I don't know.
I love the under. I love
like,
the under
I
here.
really don't know
I'm
here.
in Stan. I'm in love with the under.
Yeah, the under makes sense. The under definitely makes sense here.
Listen, you got a new coach
I
in
think
Denver.
the Broncos win this game. I don't really have like, yeah.
I don't have a reasoning either. You have a new coach
But
in
two
Denver.
very
You got.
offensive teams. Two teams.
I don't know. They don't have good quarterbacks though. The teams that haven't produced. I don't. What did the Broncos do last year offensively that makes you think they're going to overachieve right now? They've struggled.
I think it's Sean Payton. That's what I'm thinking of.
I don't think
game
that's
being,
enough
very,
for me right now.
Offense. McDaniels being like an this offensive wizard that they claim Josh McDaniels to be. Yeah. Also,
Led by
Sean Payton's a
Garoppolo.
different level than Josh McDaniels. Yeah, that's the thing. But Garoppolo's familiar with the system.
Is it a high scoring system?
After backing up Tom for all those years.
I don't know. I don't know.
He's got
I don't love
Devontae
it.
Adams. I don't know. I hate this game.
I love the under. I love the under. I hate this game
I
too.
hate the
I love
board.
the under though.
I,
Stay away from this one. Give me
I
Denver.
hate the board. Yes, it's a stay away game. Next up, Miami at LA. Miami are 3-point underdogs. Total set at 50.5. This game's interesting.
Miami plus
I
140.
loved last year's game. Ooh, you're taking that.
Yep.
Wow.
I like Miami. You know what? You got a healthy quarterback. You have the best receiving room in the league. You can work around this defense that got better. I know you're a little depleted, but they did get better. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it might be a shootout.
Probable now. Waddle's probable.
I
Don't have a dog in the fight. I'm gonna go with the over. 50.5. I think that
that's
two
just
high-powered offenses. Are you really sighing at me?
No, I think that's common sense.
I thought the look you gave me was like,
I'm agreeing with you. It's common sense. It's a smart bet.
Yeah. Oh, 50.5. Two high-powered offenses. It's a safe bet to take. I mean, you could get the field goal hook, as I like to call it, but it's at 3, so if that jumps up to 3.5, then the hook comes into play. Yeah, I like the over here. All right, saving the best two for last, Tim. I let you go first for all off season. It's my turn to go first. Giants, Cowboys, MetLife Stadium. Cowboys favored by 3.5. Total set at 45.5. I mean, like, I'd be remiss.
I know what I have
to mention. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Giants plus 3.5.
Shit.
I think Giants plus 3.5 at minus 115 is probably the safest bet in this game. I honestly think they win. But I think the 3.5, they cover that easily. They're not losing by more than a field goal if they are going to. Give me Giants at plus 3.5.
It's a blue out too, by the way. The stadium will be all blue. Oh, I'm so excited. Prime time. There's nothing better. Giants Cowboys, week 1, Sunday Night Football. Like, what's better than
one
that?
thing better.
Like,
one thing.
Seriously.
There's one thing better. Jets Bills Monday night at 8:15.
I feel bad for the MetLife Stadium
cleanup crew.
The cleanup crew.
Jesus, they've been going for hours.
Bills favored by 2.5. Total set of 45. What do we think?
I already made a bet with my buddy. Jets money line.
Okay.
They are gonna fucking slaughter the Bills. I think the Bills are more beat up than people realize. I don't think they're as good as that O-line that people say they got a good. I think that O-line gets bullied by this Jets D-line. I think Josh Allen has a tough day in that pocket. I think it collapses constantly. Garrett Wilson, expect big things. I at least expect one touchdown. The running back room, Dalvin Cook's playing. Breece Hall's playing. You got Rodgers finally under center in prime time. This is the Jets' time to shine. I think they show out with a big win against Buffalo on Monday night.
Keep in mind, that game is on a Monday, so possible ladder. So we'll definitely think about that later on. But I am not trusting a spread pick for anyone anymore after what fucking Clemson did on Monday night. We'll definitely talk about that. Oh my god! So we'll take I'm open to a prop. Anything that you throw at me.
We're staying away from ACC football. We are staying away from ACC football.
except Florida State. Except Florida State. Tim, for some reason you said isn't cracking the top 5.
Well, I bet against them, and I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. And USC is not better than Florida State.
Whatever.
But besides my point, I'm happy for Jet fans. That's all I got to say. This line is stuck at 2.5 forever since this game was announced. Give me the Jets money line.
They are reckoning, baby. It is the Jets money line. It is their time to shine.
Gang Green's back. Play like a Jet today. Let's go have a goddamn snack.
I'm so excited. I want the Jets and the Giants to make the playoffs. I want them to meet in the Super Bowl this year for commonality ground. make travel a lot easier.
We're gonna need a fucking
I know.
moderator.
Listen,
We're gonna
I
need a
can't deal with the Jets. If
fucking
the Jets are
moderator.
bad, if the Mets are bad, the Jets are bad, and the Islanders suck, I'm going to be so unhappy.
I mean, the Mets are already bad.
I know. And if the other two
That
stink,
was
I'm going
like
to be
that.
really unhappy.
That was like that first year. That first year where it was like when we
Oh, they all
first started.
sucked.
Like the Mets were
Isles
coming
missed
off
the
an awful,
playoffs.
or Mets were coming off an awful year. Islanders were terrible. The Jets were terrible. And then like the Mets started to become good. Yeah. And then like all of my teams were good except for the Giants. But the Rangers made the conference finals. Fucking the Yankees were putting up numbers that were like actually ridiculous.
I watch 62 of the 82 hockey games in the season. Okay, so I watch at least 62. I give myself that. If the Islanders stink, I can't watch 62 bad games of hockey. I really can't. That will kill me in the inside. I will die a little bit every game I tune into. I've said this to so many people. They can't be bad this year. I will be so unhappy if they are bad. I can't sit and watch terrible hockey. It makes me so aggravated. So if they stink, I'm going to be in a bad mood. I'm just putting that out there right now.
I mean, I like you think I doubt you. Like I know, like I know if the Islanders are terrible, you're going to be in a terrible mood. I've grown to learn that. Like I hope you know that.
Just makes me angry.
I already said Jet money line.
Oh yeah, you did. It's gangrene, baby.
Okay. Yeah. All right, gangrene. Let's do it. Okay, moving on to some college football. God, Clemson. Like I couldn't help but laugh to watch that game. Like
that was some of the worst red zone offense I've ever seen.
I couldn't. It was terrible, and just something that I've noticed before the Orange Bowl. Dabo Swinney did say this quote. A lot of people are talking about name, image, and likeness. This was a press conference before the Orange Bowl last year when they played Tennessee. A lot of people are talking about name, image, and likeness. We built this program on NIL, but not the NIL that you know of. We built this program on God's name, image, and likeness. 0-2 since then.
I don't understand.
Dabo Swinney.
I don't understand how bad.
He has been.
How do they play that bad?
Because they're tired. They're not good. They're not good. They're not good. The same thing happened last year. That's the thing. The same thing happened last year. They had a scapegoat. That scapegoat was DJ Uiagalelei. Where, oh my God, the quarterback plays so bad. All this. Wait till Klubnik steps up. He's going to be the guy. He's going to be the savior. Uiagalelei goes to Oregon State. Here comes fucking Kate Klubnik, and the same results are happening. The same results are happening. Dabo Swinney has said on the record, that the moment that college athletes get paid, he would no longer coach. Here comes NIL and all this. Dabo Swinney does nothing with the transfer portal, and he says, "Oh, this is like we're gonna build homegrown guys." Think of it from a professional sports like point of view here. If you're not getting players in the transfer portal, it's the equivalent of I'm not going to get anybody in free agency, and I'm just going to build through the draft. Homegrown guys aren't like the go-to anymore in college football. Yeah, you'll see some, but you see so many of these guys. Florida State gets all these guys from the transfer portal. Look at Colorado. Colorado brings in like 45 guys from the transfer portal, and they like it blows my mind how like all these.
I know. I'm with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. No, I agree. I listen. I get it. I think it's so stupid to try and build up a freshman in college football world playing against guys that are clearly more talented that you have a shot at getting. I just don't. This Clemson, what were they thinking? Just like the play calling, the mishaps, the miscommunications, the penalties.
Yeah. And I even forgot to mention that. How it was like, how offensive coordinator, like the offense was not good. Let's bring in a new offensive coordinator. They bring in Lincoln Riley's brother. He's the savior. You know, he brought TCU to the college football playoff with a backup quarterback. I feel like I'm watching the same thing.
It's brutal. The play calling is horrendous. It's like watching backyard football.
It was
I mean,
not good.
they seriously
That
couldn't
was
figure
not.
anything out.
I think after watching this, Florida State is now the clear-cut favorite. Like,
Oh,
no
night and day to
excuses for
win the
Florida.
ACC. No, it's theirs
No
to lose.
excuses for Florida State now.
And Duke's team
Like,
too.
unbelievable. I do want to. Yeah, Duke. I think it goes right now. After what I just saw from Clemson, I think it goes Florida State, UNC, Duke, Clemson. I'm not kidding.
I don't think Clemson deserves to even be mentioned in the top 3 after that performance. That was
No,
horrendous.
They don't.
Portland
They
State
really
could have
don't.
beat them. I mean, you could pull out some random
Portland
teams they would have
State.
went out and beat them.
Did you see that? The guy that got his like half his ear ripped off.
No, in the Oregon game,
A Portland State player got like half of his ear ripped off.
I didn't even see that. Half your ear gets ripped off, and it was 81-7. That's a terrible game.
They sewed it back on. I do want to share some of my favorite Dabo Sweeney memes from from this loss, because there are. I don't think I've ever laughed so hard in my life. Like a picture of Dabo Sweeney in a press conference. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you all. This was a setback, but there was also one person that suffered a pretty major setback before he rose back to the top. Back to the top. That's right, Jesus Christ. Someone on a Clemson message board said that they need we just need one thug at wide receiver. I don't care if they wear a chain and have gold teeth. Somebody that needs to be arrogant needs to be on this team. To which someone said, "We already have a thug on our team, not the one you're thinking about. Our thug is the holy and untouchable God, Dabo, probably."
Jesus.
Someone brought up how Dabo. So you know the triangle, Tim. Wake Forest,
What?
Durham, Wake Forest, Winston-Salem, which is where Wake Forest is, Durham, and where Duke is, and Chapel Hill, where UNC is. So apparently Dabo doesn't really have like a good record in the triangle. So someone said Dabo prefers to the do your own research triangle, to which I said his triangle is actually called the Holy Trinity.
I mean, you're not wrong.
There's just so much more. Like someone put like a Tucker Carlson picture and said, "Baylor, TCU, now Clemson. The attack on Christianity is real."
But that game was pathetic. I mean, Clemson really needs to take a step back, and they need to reassess their football program, because after that game, they look like an 8-win team, and that's not good. That's not good for Clemson.
Not good. Not good. Not good at all.
So let's get into this Texas-Bama game.
Well, first, Nebraska and Colorado.
All right, we'll talk about that first.
Nebraska and Colorado. I mean, week 2 college football is always known as like the bye games, where all like the good teams beat up on all the shitty teams. So like, let's see, Ohio State's playing like Youngstown State. Like that's just not going to be entertaining. So Penn State, Delaware. The big one for me though right now is Colorado, Nebraska. Colorado coming off possibly the biggest win since they were co-national champions in 1992. Dion, Shador, Travis Hunter looks like a perennial Heisman candidate. Shador looks like could be the consensus number 1 overall pick in next year's draft if Caleb Williams is like, I want to play in Arizona, because that rumor is out there.
Got to see more footage of him. See how he plays against Nebraska.
Okay. Colorado favored by 2.5. Total set at 59.5. Nebraska coming off that gut-wrenching loss against Minnesota, where it was very like, I will say, it was very Scott Frost-esque, where they lead the whole game, they lead in every stat category, and then they lose in heartbreaking fashion. Like, yeah, that's basically how it is. So many, like, if I can, 76% of the bets are on Colorado, and to be honest, I'm going to say the same. I'm rolling with Colorado here. 2.5, first game in front of the home crowd. Big noon kickoff's going to be there. Who knows? With the connections that Prime has, probably a lot of celebrities are going to be there.
A lot of ex-NFL players.
The only thing that like worries me A lot of ex-NFL players, yeah. The only thing that worries me is how because we all know how college kids operate. Tim, we are college kids ourselves. We all know how they operate. Hangover from the last victory?
I think
That's my only question, but I'm still going to roll with Colorado.
I think the discipline and the structure that, Deion Sanders is kind of putting into this program, putting into these kids, I don't think this is going to be an issue for them all year. I think this is what they have convinced themselves they're accustomed to after losing last year. I think Travis Hunter, players like Shadori, I think they're leaders, and they're also, they're on that wavelength that we want to win. This is all we want to do is we want to win.
Fucking up his name.
I know, whatever. But I think this is what they're in the mindset that they want to win. I don't think there's a hangover. I really think this is going to be a Colorado showout. And are they going to be a top 25 football team after this game? I don't know.
They already are.
Oh, they are ranked 25. I didn't even notice. Oh, I didn't think they got in.
Yeah,
are they going to be top? Are they going to be top 20?
Are they 23 or 24? I know Clemson's 25.
They shouldn't even be in the top 25.
They shouldn't even be in the top 25 after that. But let's see.
Here, I'll check.
Yeah,
right
they're 22. Colorado.
Oh, my fault. I didn't think they got in.
Yeah, they're 22. Next up, Alabama and Texas. This is the second game of a home and home dating back to last year, where very close game back when Bryce Young was at Alabama. I'm trying to find the number. Here we go. Alabama at home favored by 7. Total set at 53.5. What do we think? Because this could go either way. Because last year I was like Bama whole way, all this, all that, and then Texas came like a minute 30 away from winning that game, or a missed field goal away from winning that game. So, what do we think?
I love Texas's offense. I think they're high powered. They score a lot of points. They give lesser defenses problems. The thing is, this Alabama defense, they have something to prove. They showed out last week. This is a team that I think people are taking lightly, and I don't think Nick Saban really loves that. I want Texas to win, and I want to be that guy to say Texas is going to win. I just don't think their offense best Alabama's defense. I think Alabama kind of comes in, shuts things down early, keeps it slow pace, and they break out in the third quarter. I'm going to take Alabama to win. I don't really even know what the lines are, but
it's at 7. Bama's favored by 7.
I don't know. I don't even know if I bet on this. Maybe take the Texas spread. I don't know, but I think Bama wins this game.
I do think Bama wins this game. Fuck it, I'll take the number. Give me Bama minus 7. I feel like Nick Saban does this. It happens all the time with Nick Saban. I think that he always performs well in the early season games. Always dominates, all that. His number in his against the spread record in week 1, I think is 18-2, something crazy like that. I forget what it was, but week 2, I just don't trust a Big 12 defense to contain Alabama. We're talking about Alabama football going up against a Texas defense that did not really I know they played Rice, but and only gave up, I think it was 7 points, but still it just didn't move me. It didn't. Texas defense did not move me in their first game. That's why I'm going to go with Bama. Go with old reliable. I trust Nick Saban. I trust Jalen Milroe, phenomenal quarterback. I trust that defense too. Kool-Aid McKinstry. Remember the name. He's going to be a top 5 pick this year. I like Alabama.
Fire name.
Horns down. Trying to think if there's I know there's one more big game, but it's A&M and Miami, and I'm that
I don't care.
Gonna be disgusting. Now watch it be the best football game I'll ever watch in my life.
That's generally what happens.
That is true. Moving on to what I saw. Tim, what did you see?
You'll never guess. I played a round of golf yesterday. It was all right. This is decent.
We need
round.
to make a t-shirt of that.
Dude, I'm always playing golf. But I played decent. I can't complain.
We need to have like we need to have like a T-shirt of you saying like played a great round of golf.
Dude, I mean, it's a constant thing. I'm always playing golf, so I played a decent round. I didn't play great, but I'm not upset. I'm not upset with what I shot.
But what I saw is Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown was seen in downtown Tallahassee last night. He did some pretty Antonio Brown things. Watching a video of him right now. He took off his pants, and I think he threw his pants at the crowd of people that was recording him. He lost his phone in the bathroom, and a Florida State student like grabbed his phone, not like grabbed it, but like brought it home with him. Fucking, AB's a fucking nut job, man.
Who's the guy who's on Oakland right now going nuts? Is it Chandler Jones?
Chandler Jones. Yeah,
he's going crazy. If anyone didn't see on his Instagram story, he put on a bunch of things saying that he didn't want to play for Oakland. GM wasn't letting him into the facility, and then he said he like burned a note, or Vegas, whatever. And he said he burned a note saying that AB was like his savior. Did you see that?
I didn't see that. I saw that they sent like not like a riot team, but like they basically the Raiders like put out a welfare check on Chandler Jones.
Dude, he said he wanted to link up with AB. He said he was like his savior. He looked up to him and Kanye West for some reason. I don't know. It was a huge statement. He wrote it on a piece of paper and then burned it, and he put it on Instagram.
Oh,
and now the whole facility and now the whole team's going crazy.
Is?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
like Chris Jones. So it's
John
a crazy
Jones.
family. John Jones. It's a crazy family.
Yeah. Tim, I don't know if you just heard. Danny Masterson has been sentenced to 30 to life.
Really? It was 30 to life?
Yeah, 30 to life.
I mean, rightfully so. Then I guess he did a lot worse than I thought he did.
Under the jail. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, at his age, that's like life in prison, so. Yeah. All-time show, though. All-time show.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we do a top 5? What do we think?
Give me your top 5
fun
fantasy football players for the season. Give me the top 5. No, go back to fun fact of the day. You know what? Because we are back into football season. This is where it started. Bring it back, Stan. Give me a fun fact of the day.
Fun fact of the day? Fun fact of the day. No. I don't want a science one. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is either. Here we go. How many songs did Elvis record in his lifetime?
420.
No, 700.
I was never going to get that in a million guesses.
That's fucking ridiculous, 700.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
That's actually, if you like really stop and think about it, and almost half of them are like unreleased, or most of them are unreleased probably.
I have 500 Mac Miller unreleased songs downloaded on my phone.
Please send them to me.
It's all on SoundCloud. I will.
Yeah. Do you know what now we're bringing up music. You know what I realized? And I recommend that people should do this, because I did this the other day, and now it's like my go-to. When you're working out and you're like struggling to like pick a playlist and like stick to it, and you're like always skipping songs, because I always find myself doing that. You're gonna call me fucking crazy, but I don't care. Listen to your favorite wrestlers when you were a kid. Your favorite wrestlers' theme songs.
There. I'm stopping you right there.
No, I'm not kidding.
I never watched wrestling, so I don't know.
Okay, yeah, you don't know, but to the people that did, that are listening to this and watching this, highly recommend. I highly recommend you do that. Listen to like Hulk Hogan's themes, like the actual, not like where it says like, oh, like Hulk Hogan, all that. No, it's like the actual, like on the actual band's album that like made the song. I'm sticking to it.
All right.
I'm gonna keep doing
Enjoy
it.
it. Enjoy it. Roll with it.
I'm gonna roll with it, and I highly recommend that other people should do that too. Hopefully, I'm a trendsetter.
I don't believe that.
That'd be that'd be nice. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up. Week 1 down. Week 1's down. Good job.
Let's get ready to go.
Good job, everyone. The post will be out for our picks later today. So that's gonna wrap it up. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, and TikTok. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube, like this video on YouTube. Helps us out tremendously. Leave a comment. Be sure to follow us and rate us on Spotify.
5 stars.
5 stars only. Week 1's down. Tim, what are you pulling up? You were looking at something.
No, I don't even want to get into it. Just cut it.
All right, bye. See you guys on Tuesday for week 2 or week 1 recap. All right. See you guys Tuesday. Peace out.
Peace.